A disturbed soul. Some souls don't arrive to belong, they arrive only to wander. I happened to meet one such soul in October 2015. Mr. Harry Singh shifted into a flat above my flat. It was said that he was a US national and he had recently purchased a flat in our residential area. Well, he met me and we soon developed a small friendship. He would sometimes come to my house and share his feelings and thoughts. He was usually very bitter, as if the entire world was his enemy. I would try to console him. We did have drinks sometimes together, but after a drink or two, he would get even more emotional. And in one such outburst, he told me that due to personal reasons, he had divorced his wife. He had a son and daughter there, purchased a flat in India, and came to stay here. But he simply left them. He left them, and they too bid him goodbye in 2014. And such was the strained relationship. In other words, he drifted from his family and they quietly let him go. At times, Mr. Harry Singh would exceed his quota of drinks and he would feel restless. Under such moments, he would start banging the doors of his flat, and since his flat was above my flat, the reverberations and the sound will reach. In 2016, at about 2 o'clock night, I was disturbed by these loud bangs and I mustered up the courage to ring him up. I told him to not to make noise, relax and go to sleep. Well, he literally blew his top, started shouting at me, came out of his house into the lobby and from his balcony started throwing things in my lawn. Well, I sort of avoided him, went back to my flat and didn't have the courage to proceed any further. Such encounters would become many, not with me, but with many residents of the residential area, society, and at times few people would even get into a heated exchange with him and sometimes rough him up also, which was very sad. When sober, he was a perfect gentleman. He will talk about various countries that he had visited and the people he had encountered. And in one such moment, he told me that he was a renowned chef in a restaurant. He had a house by the ocean front. He had a big car and he had his family, son and a daughter. Well, then I asked him what happened. He said, well, over a period of time, he had tiff with his wife and with his kids, and at times he would drink too much. And then one thing led to another, and he finally divorced his wife in 2014. I felt sad about it. I did try to tell him that you must patch up with your family, at least with your son and daughter, to which he simply nodded his. At times we used to call him for functions in the society, but again, excess drinking, and then he will start misbehaving with, and slowly we stopped calling him for any function. And he was living a very quiet life, and suddenly he would explode and start throwing things, and at times he will yell at people, and that kind of a thing would go on. But we tried to ignore it. I was to come to United States in the month of April. He met me. He said he wants to talk to me. So I was scared lest he shoots his stop again. I did try to accommodate him. We met in the lawn, and then he told me that he is now following Sadhguru, and he's, spiritually getting enlightened. And last year he had met his son and daughter also. And I felt happy. But at the same time, he told me that his maid and caretaker was taking good care of him. And that's the last I saw of Mr. Harris. While at my daughter's place in USA, in the month of April itself, and April, I was informed by my friend from the society that Mr. Harry was no more. He had gone to Indian hill station, Nainital, and there he was found dead in his hotel. So much so that no relative was nearby, and his maid, along with her husband, traveled all the way to Nainital, brought the dead body, and that's how people came to know. Before they could think of participating in his last rites, the dead body was quietly and quickly cremated by the maid and her husband. I really don't know what was the big tearing hurry. When questioned, the maid said that she had sought permission from Mr. Harry's sister, who said that go ahead and cremate the body because people will not be able to. It sounded little strange. Anyway, the man was cremated and forgotten, but the strange that even for his final journey, there was none from the society, none from his family, and in a matter of just hour and a half after it, his body had been brought back to the town, he was quickly and quietly cremated. Such a sad thing, as if nobody would shed tears for him. Though he has been a source of trouble for the people, a disturbed soul, yet I felt sad. No human being should meet this kind of an end, away from his family, dead, cremated in a hurry, and whatnot. Now I have come to know that he had willed his entire estate to his housemaid and the caretaker, which again appears to be very strange. Anyway, things will come out. God knows what is the truth. How did he die? And what was the relation of that housemaid whom he called and was quickly cremated, his adopted daughter? The family should have tried to rehabilitate him. And the man himself should have left a margin for his rehabilitation and should have tried to bridge the gap. I don't know the background of that housemaid and who planted her in his house, but she is the one who appears to have taken all the advantage, and may no one die this kind of a death. Whatever a man may be, isn't it the complete collapse of the human relation can be cleared soon, now that his own family in states has come to know in the manner that he died. May God bless this disturbed soul. In his death, he has been liberated, because when the human relations fail, collapse, then the others take advantage. But thank you, gentlemen, for listening to my story. Have a good day. God bless you. God bless. If you like my story,
Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.